Can we get everybody please respecting the mic? Y'all ain't here, y'all gone. If y'all ain't in here, y'all go outside. Like if y'all ain't with the shit, y'all go outside with everybody else. Other than that, please have a seat. Prevention on this side, intervention here, family violence over here. So we can get back to it and we can leave. Like again, it's not gonna all be done tonight, but I'm sure people are ready to go home. All right. This is Autumn Lawrence. She is a mom who is kind of going through these things. She lost a child. Ava was 14. She lost a child last year. Her son, who was 14, passed. And I wanted to give her a chance to kind of tell y'all what moms go through that go through these things. So go ahead, Autumn.
I didn't come here to talk about.
Please have some quiet so this lady can speak, please.
Over here, describe what intervention looks like to you guys. As you're doing it, write down things that look like intervention. Whether it costs money, it's free, write it down. Whatever you think intervention looks like. Anybody with family violence? No? Family violence? You got family violence? Okay, if you're family violence, describe what family violence looks like.
All right, guys. So my son died last year. He was 14 years old, as Jason said. We've been through this motion with my speech before, what I go through. It really doesn't matter because my son is gone. I can't bring my son back. I'm not here because of the pain I go through. I'm here and I'm around because I don't want any other mother to go through it. But yet and still, we continuously see it happen. And the reason why I'm so late is because I was watching this on the Zoom meeting and I got very upset at home. Because I thought this was going to be an action meeting. I thought the last meeting that we left off of had already covered ground that we needed to take steps. And all I'm still hearing is talking. And I really just came here to talk to our leaders. That's it. I don't think you guys understand that you have so much power to move mountains together. And tonight we know that wasn't togetherness. And that absolutely broke my heart. Because how do we show these kids how to come together and we can't come together? We can't get on one accord. And y'all have the answers. Y'all been doing this for so long. You know what works, what doesn't work. You guys have the power to put together a plan and to bring us in. That's what I wanted to see tonight.
Like I said, I apologize. Like I really do apologize. I am embarrassed that we behaved in this way, you know.
And it wasn't necessarily all of y'all.
You didn't behave in that way. Jason McBride, Brandon got into an argument, my mama got into an argument, and we had way too many speakers, and everybody wanted to talk about. We had 20 people talking about what their organization did. Then we had another 50 people talking about what their organization did. Then I came outside, and we had another 12 people talking about what their organization did. So not only do I agree with you, Autumn, but we did not intend for this to happen. But there is a lot of passion about it, just like yourself, because you lost a son.
Everybody lost family members
who lost kids.
And that's why I said, it's not about me losing him. He can't come back.
We just have a lot of passionate people, but Jason, I was saying, Jason, you didn't do nothing wrong, okay?
No, we as a collective group of so-called leaders, I put myself in that. Because I didn't do enough to stop it, prevent it, and gather everybody, refocus and set it.
You can't control the mama and you can't control Brandon. So I'm disappointed too, Autumn, but
how are y'all disappointed in disagreements? Okay. People disagree that this does not.
Yeah, people do disagree. They do, but at the same time, we know what's going on.
Y'all making it worse. Let's get past that. Let's get past that.
Let's get to the action item, what we're supposed to do. We don't got to keep rehashing what happened earlier. That shit's done. It happened.
Yeah.
So go ahead,
please
do y'all's thing over here. When y'all done, Y'all pick somebody to present.
Right. Let's get Autumn. Autumn, can you please finish? I'm sorry.
Y'all pick somebody to present. We'll go from that.
Can we talk about can we get out of the finish and then we go on? I don't want to hear I love you, I don't want to hear I speak again. I don't want to hear from I don't want to hear from Jason no more.
I ain't congested though, or none of that, I promise I'll read it. Well, we're prevention, right? Oh, sorry, I thought we was working.
No, I'm just saying if y'all gonna come with the same energy as they came with, then it's the same thing. They have bad energy, and if y'all come with that same energy, then we're not gonna get past where we at. We know that they made a mistake.
You guys are the most dedicated here. You guys, y'all guys stayed after all of this, after all this time in this hot room. Y'all stayed. So obviously you guys are serious about doing something. So let's salvage what we can out of this night. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some prevention ideas. Let's get some intervention ideas, and let's get some family violence ideas that will work in this community. You know what I'm saying? Because like T said, man, we've been here. Like Autumn said, we've been here. I mean, since her son passed, we probably had 12 or 13 of these meetings, right? And nothing has been done. Nothing, no solutions. Me and Coach have been to 1,000 of these meetings. D2, Lawrence too.
All right, so y'all listen. Autumn said something that I disagree with, but it's not anything bad. She said we have all the answers. We don't. We old ass gang members. Like these kids don't want to listen to us no more. So we don't have all the answers. Y'all may have some answers that we don't have. Please, let's get to that. Let's figure this shit out. Everything that we put on paper is probably not going to come into effect, but we can start something. We can pick one point, and if we all choose to work as a team, we can do it. I don't want to argue about it no more. Nothing. So write something down as a team, pick something that you want to work on, and then if we have to, we'll designate it to the person or the organization that needs to go to, and with the help of you guys and the rest of the community, we'll get the funding and the volunteers and whatever we need to get it done. If we can.
Intervention, prevention things up here up here also.
Okay. But that's cool. So go ahead and do y'all's thing. We don't need to talk no more. We talk a lot already. I'm trying to talk to you. All right.
Who are you going to disseminate this information to? How are we going to back out?
We're not going to push you back to the community. This is the community. So what we're going to do is once we figure out what we're going to do, we're going to work together to figure out how to get it done. And then we're going to go get the kids and do the intervention that we need to do, the prevention that we need to do, and interrupt violence in the families.
I heard you kind of like a lot of people don't work.
Oh yeah, we definitely know that. The lady expressed that earlier. I think this is it here. Contact information for everybody right here. So this is
But yet they don't have those type of resources to learn those things because they didn't go to school and get the proper schooling. So maybe we can try to get programs that help them get trained. You know what I'm saying? Because they really want money. At the end of the day, they're searching for money because they think money is the answer. So besides love, they're looking for money, so we can teach them ways to make money so that they don't feel like I'm not a good writer.
But most of us, I don't know about you, but most of us, including Kelly, we started working at like 14. Right. I think the kids have too much time on their hands. Like they need to be busy. And I would like to see the city. You know, I remember working for the city, and I remember at 14 and such, I would like to see the city step it up a bit, you know, as far as training and, you know, regarding offering these kids jobs, you know, and I don't know about you guys, but what the eyes can see, the heart will believe, and if you see somebody in the mayor's office, if you see somebody Black that's successful, you feel like you can be that person, or you feel like, you know, so I just feel, and I also feel like, I also feel a certain way about defunding the police, because I feel like we need to make the police better. So if we want to make them better, then why don't we offer a program in high school? You know what I'm saying? Let's start at the youth. If we want to make them better, let's start, you know, offer a program in youth, you know, in high school, you know, so that they can start to become relevant. I mean, to start to become, you know, I mean, exactly. I mean, I feel like they have programs at, you know, just nursing programs and so on and so forth. Why don't we incorporate such a program? If these are our future, if we want them to be our future, we need to make sure that they start in high school. We need to make sure that they start and make sure that they're passionate
Right, because and that's another thing, like I feel like a lot of entities are around like sports. Not everybody wants to be an athlete, like, I mean, everybody ain't wants to be an athlete, so we need to see programs that teach people to be builders, you know, whatever, people, like, broadcasting, anything, like, just ask them, like they said earlier, you're not being heard, a lot of these babies don't feel like they're being heard, or like they're able to speak their mind and what they want to do, but I know everybody doesn't want to be an athlete, and that's really like the thing that our community like really focuses on, is like athletes. That we're more than that. We're a lot more than just football players and baseball players and basketball players. Like, there's a lot more.
I think the biggest support too would be parent support. You know, because how can you expect the kids to even have to That's what I was and that's the biggest thing, is that before we can focus on the children, we have to tackle the adults. We have to tackle the parents. And it's just like, you know, what is that solution? So there's groups and there's organizations, but a lot of I heard tonight that it's organizations for mothers who are mothers of either they lost someone, you know, but I think there's a missing point for the mothers who we're hurt. We're not hurt. We're hurt because it's triggered, but at the same time, it's a different kind of hurt. It's a mental illness hurt. It's a hurt of not knowing what to do. As I explained, my daughter's 17, so she tried to commit suicide, but that was after the police. Basically, she caught a charge for assault with police. So I'm still on that crusade, you know. But in the midst of that crusade, I need other mothers. I need other voices, you know, because one voice is you're only going to get so far. So it's how do we implement that support? And then within that support, it is food support. You know, like they have the pantry in Montbello. We don't really have anything over here. Like we have MHCD, which, you know, they have great resources, but a lot of the things is we have to get out of the social media. You know, I seen a comment that was made a couple weeks ago and said that it's not the responsibility of other people to let you know what's going on in your community. And I agree with that. I disagree with that. It is our responsibility. And it takes back flyers. You know, we have to get away from the social media aspect because everybody doesn't have access to technology. You know, what about our elderly that doesn't know that on every Wednesday they can go get a fresh fruit and vegetable basket? You know, where is the reading circle that we can get in the middle of the park where we're having certain age groups that are reading? You know, it's summertime, and what do we expect? I mean, we're worrying about kids going back to school, but no one's thinking about the kids left off in March. You know, like kids are graduating, but do we know that they're at the park that they need to be? You know, we're celebrating graduations, but what happens after the graduation? What happens with the jobs? You know, where do we build that? And the biggest thing is that if we don't know where we come from, how do we teach them? You know, so where is the circles that we have to learn to love us? And most of our parents don't love themselves, so how can we teach our children to love us? So it's definitely like a healing, and I don't know, like we need each other, you know, so I don't know, like, and that's not knocking any of the organizations that are out here. It's that I think it's just it's time for fresh faces and new ideas.
I agree. And I just think it need like some solid, concrete solutions. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe we need to have more open houses for mental health where there's more psychiatrists or, you know, whatever they're called, there to walk to just have casual conversation. You could fix somebody by casual conversation. It doesn't require a seat and a bed to lay on and let me hear all your worst secrets. Like, you don't have to do that to just have a casual conversation. And like I said, they need resources. I know a lot of these boys that are hitting there because we're forcing them to be something that they never wanted to be in the first place. You know what I'm saying? We're not listening to them and we're not giving them adequate resources outside of just sitting around doing nothing or joining a gang and being forced to do the unthinkable. When you kill somebody, it does something mentally to you. When you see somebody get murdered, it does something mentally to you. So we're dealing with a lot of people that are living with nightmares that we couldn't even imagine. Like, think of your worst and then put a 30 on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we have to take that into when we're hitting these streets and we're going out talking to these people and we knocking on these people's door, we got to take in accountability that we're Black, and we come from a certain aspect where strangers ain't allowed in my house, and I ain't got to tell you all my business. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think you need to know for you to get your ass off my front porch and mind your business, and that's a problem. Like it's a
All right,
problem.
you guys, let's give it 7 more minutes.
So,
9:20.
I mean, that's just my thing. I think we just need real solid outlets for these young kids to go to.
We'll try to be wrapped up by 9:30, 9:35, something like that.
Yeah, and to get the real skills to be something productive.
Also, get more involved with PTA in kids' school.
Yes.
Yes.
So I just started doing it last year. And there's a lot of stuff, like, especially from different races. Like, we forced our school to talk more about Black history. More than, Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King
and
and all that.
Douglas, the basics. There's more to us in there.
We got them to do more, and then that way we're more involved with the school.
You know what your kids' education is. You know what they teach in your kids. You know what's going on. I've been on my kids' PTA. My son is 13. I've been on the kids' PTA since my son was before elementary school. So we went to Clayton College, and they have a PTA there. So he was in preschool. So I started PTA there. But like, what I know is that my community, we have a lot of slave mentality. And when I say slave mentality, I mean, we've been oppressed. And we've been given these, and we've been learned these ugly rules and these ugly ways, and we just keep relearning them and reteaching them and reteaching them and reteaching them. And it's very sad and it's scary because it's gotten us to this point. It's gotten us to the point where we have allowed the outside world to tell us how to discipline our kids, how to talk to our kids, how to teach our kids. And that's a problem because now our kids know that, oh, my mom can't whip me because I'm going to tell my teacher's going to call social services and she going to get in trouble for that. So now my kid think he can go about doing as he please in my home because he now knows that I'm not an authoritative no more. I have somebody to answer to. And my mom never had nobody to answer to. My mom's mom never had nobody to answer to. So it didn't break down the authoritative level. Like, these youngsters, they have no respect. When I was growing up, when you see somebody, an elderly, it's yes, ma'am, thank you, ma'am, I'm sorry, let me not cuss. Even though she all kind of sassy bitches, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, there was rules to this. Nowadays, you ride on the bus and these kids don't give a flying. Like, you could just see the pure disrespect and chaos that comes with the we got to regain our authority as adults over these kids and letting them know that we don't have all the answers, but we know enough. We didn't hit enough corners. I done been through enough alleys. I done been through enough situations that you can trust me. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you talked to their boys and they trusted your voice enough to second guess their actions. And that's just where we have to get back with our young generation. One thing I never heard no one say is they're our future. Like, if they kill off, our kids kill each other off, we are dead as a race. Like, that's where it boils down to. Like, if we don't get this together now, there won't be a Black race because they're going to be dead or locked up. We are going to be extinct as a race if we do not figure this out. And that's the most scariest part, is they're our future and they see no hope. They see nothing positive out of life, and that's scary. At 13, we had imagination, you know, we had hopes, we had dreams. You went and built stuff, you made things. Like, they don't have no goals, they don't have no hopes. We got to give them back that fire of being able to imagine and believe in that dream and know that they're able and capable and strong enough to achieve whatever their mind can think of. Like, they have lack of hope and of a future, and that's scary. That's scary.
And I do want to state the obvious as well. A lot of the kids that are on the streets now are on the streets because of COVID, because the rec centers are closed, because the libraries are closed. Everything is closed. You can't go to the trampoline park. You can't go to State City. Like, a lot of the kids now have nowhere to go. So what do we do? I mean, what do we do? So a lot of the kids that you see on the streets now with Some of those kids would be swimming at the rec center. Some of those kids would be, at Skate City on Saturday. Some of those kids would be at the mall, but those places are closed due to COVID. So what do we do? Like, what do we do? And we need to talk about that.
I think we need to get more involved with Denver Public Schools for summer programs and all that. I don't know if some of y'all, I'm from the east side, so we used to have night moves.
Yeah,
Right. And we used to have little sports and everything, kept us busy. We had stuff at Red Shield.
They had a summer scholars program.
Yeah, but the summer scholars program, they don't really do anything there. So they need to revamp it more. Because my kids used to go there and they got bored and they didn't want to go anymore. Nothing, piqued their interest. And then it was just a whole mess. So DPS needs to get together with parents, with kids who do go to inner city schools and come up with ideas. And the main thing is, I listen to kids at the school I work with, and they have a lot of ideas, but like they said, they don't listen to the kids.
Right.
So I think we need to try to figure out a way to get with Denver Public Schools, because they can go through the whole school year, programs beyond school hours, because there's a lot of kids that have breakdowns, flip out, and all that during school, and they don't know how to calm them down. So they need a lot of work in that. But like I said, as a parent, get more involved and see kids acting up, get on them. That's what I do.
Can we find people that can teach kids skills such as welding, building, or whatever those type of skills that they can grow and they can go out and be their own person. Like a lot of them kids would love to be able to start their own business if they knew how. Like we don't have anything like that to stop them from just being in the street, and give them something tangible that they can utilize and be an efficient person in society. Like that's something I would like to see. Because I have a 13-year-old boy that wants to be a culinary chef, but I don't have a place to send him to go learn how to be a chef.
Just 2 seconds, everybody. I heard that you guys like after school program.
Yeah.
Y'all look up The Lounge on Facebook or https://thelounge.org. Ashley Davis is the co-founder of The Lounge, and it's actually starting to be an after school program so we can get our kids pulled in. We're young. I'm 22 years old. Ashley Davis, the founder with her LLC of this company, is only 20 years old. So we have people doing stuff in our community and people for our young kids. So that 13-year-old son that you have, we want him to come to our program. I'm a mentor of that program. I had a mentor. So we understand that all you guys want is somewhere for your kids to go. And during COVID, let us, ask her over to her home, feed us. We come together as a community to help our kids. Because we just got out of high school, so we know.
All right, y'all, let's go. Let's get back to it. So, our next steps, what we're going to do is everybody chose 2 or 3 of their top things and they think that'll help. We're going to take the whole list, but if you guys chose 2 or 3, we're going to try to work on those first. What I want to do is make sure that everybody put their email address on one of these pieces of paper. So as we're figuring out ways of who to go to, solutions or action items for our action items, that people have input on what we should do. So we're going to start with prevention, since they're over here. Did you guys pick somebody you want to talk? One person? Well, Kelly B, you talk so good. Come on.
Oh, shit. So I think what I heard, seriously, what I heard is that DPS, we want to get more summer programs and just more after-school programs involved in our schools. We want to find people that can help out with teaching our youth skills such as welding, construction, landscaping, different tools to teach them so that they can have tangible things to be in, and to talk to just to get inside of the home and really try to start talking to these families and these mothers and these broken homes, because it starts in the home. That is the first
prevention skill, ain't it?
Yes.
That's the first prevention skill. I agree.
Yes.
Okay.
So those were our top 3.
Okay. Did you hear that? After school programs, learning trades, and hollering at the parents. Prevention. Intervention. What we looking like? Now remember, intervention, these kids that got the gun on them, dope sack, This is a tougher kid. So what we doing with them? Top three. Okay, let's come back to y'all. Family violence. Now this is family violence is some real shit.
Right.
So I had to take a look at myself for family violence. When I get mad at my kids, I'm cussing about you sorry motherfucker. You didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't do that. So this goes right along with the prevention side. So what did you guys come up with for family violence?
So the main things that were shared, we're talking about just having numbers ready when when it is the right time to get out of the situation. So it can be making sure like the Safe to Tell app for kids. They have that app that they can like report if there's any violence or anything that they're nervous about.
Is that already an existing app?
That is an existing app.
Okay.
So making sure that kids know about it, that it's being spread in schools, that the kids can use that. Then the STAR, so Support Team Assistance Response, is a program that is diverse calls from 911 to have not police officers go out for mental health calls, but rather if someone comes to Denver Mental Health Services and then an EMT as needed. And so there's a direct number for that, but they are diverting that. But so people can call that direct number and never feel like they have to call 911.
Okay.
Like if they would want to call 911, and getting those numbers spread out there and how that's going to happen, getting it in the school programs, getting it in places where people could just run into it, and then like training neighbors how to respond well in those situations. Like rather than calling 911, like what are other programs that they could connect people to for real safe responses.
Right.
So what I heard from her, tell me if I'm wrong, I heard safety, safety, safety. Having a safe place to talk, safe place to communicate, and being able to have a safe reaction space. Like we're not dealing with the officers that are going to come and harass the family. We're dealing with officers or mental health that's going to come and be supportive.
Right.
Okay, so make sure we keep that. I definitely want to keep that we can get those out to people that need to get to. Did y'all see y'all top three? Prevention. Right. Intervention.
All right. So we need a community response team to trauma. And that community response team to trauma will be responsible for accountability, holding police officers accountable, holding the process as a whole accountable as well, because we want to make sure that families are getting that information that they have a right to have in a timely manner, whatever that is associated with, making sure that we have Black mental health professionals available to support these young people in crises, making sure that there are people who are familiar and know how to respond. Also, one of the things that I have here is that right now there is a family night that's happening at the Cultural Center on Friday nights. And so I, along with some other mental health professionals and community people who want to be available, we're going to be at that family night at the Cultural Center for people who are broken families, especially since that is family night. Bring your families, show up so that we can be there to support. You've got children that are out of control, bring them so that we can be there as community and build village.
That sounds great. That sounds great. But I have a question for intervention. I have to ask you guys. I didn't hear anything about directly with these gang members.
I'll tell you what we do. So I work in the DA's office. I'm part of the juvenile diversion and adult diversion program. I am attempting to secure funding to bring in a trainer. His name is Daryl Turpin. It's the HEAT curriculum. It stands for Habilitation, Empowerment, Accountability Therapy. It's geared towards African American young men, ages 13 to 17 and ages 18 to 29. I need 20 African American men to be facilitators of these groups and to come attend this training. I will pay for the training. I have funds for the training. And then I need you all, whoever's trained, to go out in the community and facilitate these groups for our young men, people on probation, people on diversion, because it is a curriculum-based, it's a culturally competent curriculum. It's based on history, so we want to find out, we want the young people to know their history. We want them to know not only their history, but so where they came from, but just basic skills, family skills, mental health supports. A lot of our young people, even in our diversion program, in the probation program, they have a lot of mental health service needs that are not being addressed. And then we don't have the family supportive services. So I want to get them out of my system. I don't want these young people in the criminal justice system. I don't want them in my diversion program. I don't want them in probation. But as a community, we have to have something to replace that. When they finish my program, and I have staff members who they provide those wraparound services, and they develop a really good rapport with these young people, I have to have somebody to hand them off in the community once we say you're done with the program. Who's going to pick up the baton when we end the criminal justice system and give them the supportive services that they need out, for the rest of their lives? That's what. But with this HEAT program, again, if there's anybody, African American young men, who want to be facilitators, I'm going to bring the training sometime in September. I need 10 for the juvenile population, ages 13 to 17, and I need 10 people for the 18 to 29-year-olds. I put my contact information on there. Let's get this curriculum in the community, throughout the community. So again, they're not coming in the criminal justice system, and I can hopefully be out of a job at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right, y'all.
Well, but hold on one second. I want to add one thing to that. Maybe even some of those men who are working with you, Benita, we need to build a network of men who can support Jason, because he's out there riding around a lot of times by himself, responding to calls. I showed up last week and on a site with one of those situations, and it was me and him. And I'm
and
like,
Bobby Strady, he's here somewhere.
So we need some men to support this man and to show up in these situations when he's getting those calls in the middle of the night. He cannot continue to do this all by himself.
Man, he got this, dog.
But in the meantime, it's wearing him down.
Have we asked the kids in the community what they need? Have we?
That's something that I've always said.
Have we
that
ever
we need
surveyed? That's the problem.
So every time we try that, you see what happened up here earlier?
No,
That's
I'm
what
not talking
happened.
about them.
No,
I'm
what
talking
I'm
about
saying.
you.
No, that's what I'm
That's what
saying.
I'm saying. We get the
When we
youth
try
in.
that, this is what happens.
Same thing.
We got a whole lot of testosterone up here. That's gonna tell these kids how they should live their life.
Right.
And it gets messed up. Yes, ma'am.
I have an idea for that. Is so getting together, because there's different groups, right, that are fighting, right? So get together in one group, hear from them, maybe get one representative from that group, then same thing with this other group. And then, so that was just to speak on what we were talking about right then. But then my second question is, when's this next type of meeting?
We don't know yet. I didn't even know till today. So
Let's bring the
evidently, I somehow made myself facilitator of this shit. I don't know how. but I'm gonna stick with it. So I have two things I need from you guys. One, I need everybody to put their email address on here. Like, I'm gonna have a whole lot of typing to do, but still.
I want to help with that.
I appreciate it.
There you go.
Second,
You
the
said
second thing I need is I need 3 women.
For what?
I need 3 women. I need 3 women to be able to get out here and talk to these girls.
Right.
Because what people don't understand is that we ain't even having a whole lot of gang bang beef. We having a whole lot of beef of,
That's my
excuse my
boyfriend.
language,
That's my
I F'd your girl. And these girls are playing back and forth, and now people's killing each other because they embarrassed on social media. So I need some of that too. I need 3 young women or older women. I just need 3 women. That's what get out here and tell these girls real stuff. Hey, be cool, stop giving it to everybody, and you cause problems. And we out here telling these boys the same thing. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I don't mind more than 3. I need at least 3 though.
Yeah, we can help out.
Put your names over here.
Are interested in that, come and sign up right here. And what do you want to call that?
I already called it the G code, but hey.
The G code?
Oh.
The G code? Okay.
I call it the G code.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I do have a question in regards to
My name's already
her
over there.
prevention. That you said it's called
We can
HEAT.
put it over here too.
Is it just
Yeah,
for
it's nice.
will this program just be for people that are active gang members or kids that we suspect might be
going to be gang members, or like who do we target for that program to send your direction or to send y'all's way?
It's for anybody in the community that you deem a potential violence, risk, threat, whatever. It's for
Anybody in crisis.
And you all are gonna facilitate it. So the men who are being trained are the ones that are gonna facilitate it.
Okay.
They're gonna identify the ones in the community, that will need it. But it's a commitment. It's not just a 2-week or 3-week curriculum. It's a 6-9-month curriculum.
Okay.
And again, it talks about relationships, it talks about trauma, it talks about family. It runs the gamut. It's a holistic approach to how we deal with our issues in the community.
Okay.
And what are you looking for from the men?
There's gotta be a need of facility, an environment. And it's a 3-day training. And there's a women's curriculum too, but we're not there yet. We only have a certain amount of funds, so we'll start with the boys because they are the ones that are, at highest risk.
Where do you plan on facilitating meetings at? When you do have them?
We'll figure that out.
We can do a lot of things here.
We
can do a lot of things here.
One more thing. If you guys are not my friend on Facebook, I don't post a lot, but I just like contact information. Please go request me. So you can inbox me or you can call me, please. My name is Lawrence, L-A-W, not L-A-U.
Go Sean.
G-O-S-H-O-N. Just request me. Every now and then, y'all might see some bullshit on my page. I'll be mad every now and then. I didn't tell them what's going on in my life, but I don't post a lot. And then at the same time, like I said, we talked about all this stuff. I still got that GoFundMe up there. Go donate $10. If everybody donates $10 every other month, we gonna hit. We gonna hit. I ain't got time for the good. We've been saying we good for months and years and all that kind of shit. So, Kelly, what up, dog?
Is there a way that we can start reaching out to like Black professionals that are in like the mental health?
I don't know.
Like,
we can figure it out together.
If you post on there, hey, where's the Black on this, Black on that?
There's a counseling group that specializes in African American and Hispanic kids, counselors of color.
I mean, I say because I feel like that's a group that we should be sitting here and amongst us talking with. Because
The next meeting we'll invite them. We'll get
You
them.
want to hear my idea?
Yes.
So in this G-code thing, I have an idea for the education portion that teachers are people who at some point were either involved or gang members that transitioned out and picked up real skills, like traffic controllers, construction workers, people who take photos, and they're teaching the same kids. Because again, we still love the same thing. We still like money, cars, and women. Like, so if you're around the same people that like what you like, you teach them a different way to get it. Yeah. It may not be the best thing to like, but you ain't got to get it with nobody.
And I guess I would like to see, I would like to work with an organization that, because my nephew, this is my niece Kelly, and my nephew, her 13-year-old came to me and was like, TT, what do I do if the police approach me? And I'm like, well, my situation is way totally different than your situation. So we need men to step up. My nephew is looking for, I need someone to tell him what to do if he runs into them. I know what I do. And I know, what I'm saying, press record, basically. So I need someone to teach him how to deal with the police so that he won't get into trouble. And also, I have an older nephew who he just recently told me that he didn't know how to vote. So really, so we also need volunteers to help these brothers deal with the police, tell them constructive ways to deal with the police, as well as things like learning how to vote. I mean, going to the polls and voting.
So
you want
to especially pick that person, because if you get somebody like me, I refuse to teach my boys to yes sir, yes ma'am, and bow down just because they're the officer.
No, that's not.
I teach them to be respectful.
You be respectful,
but at the same time,
you can
I agree, but I'm not going to teach my boys to be submissive. We've been submissive too long.
That's why we teach them their laws. Excuse me, officer, what are you detaining me for?
That's not the point. Exactly. What are you stopping me for?
There's a program called Lyric, Learn Your Rights in Colorado. And we offer that training also.
The boys need help with that. They need help with that.
All right, we'll set one of those up.
Emails over here. Everybody do that? Everybody got it? Anything else that we need to say before we go?
Yeah, hold on real quick. For the voter registration stuff, I work for CCJRC. My name is Henry Price. So we do the voter registration. training with youth as well as with adults. So if you want to do something like that, I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it.
Yes.
All right.
I have something else.
I will send out. We will send out an email.
Hopefully, if there's a youth meeting at some point in time.
Yes,
Hey,
yes, we'll get
I'm
that.
with it. The thing is, how do we get them there? This, like Jason gives us this wonderful building, right?
I will get all
But in
my
my
words
opinion,
and plans there.
I don't see too many kids driving all the way from Park Hill, Montbello to Aurora to come here.
This is Park Hill.
I'm in Aurora and Montbello. I said I don't see too many kids. Too many kids.
Where they at? You gotta meet them where they at.
That's what. Boy, if you don't go look at my thing, that's exactly what I said.
You got, I'm just saying, they're babies, they're kids, you gotta meet them where they at.
She would. I know her already. She used to be bad. She was gang banging. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I don't know nothing about what you talking about.
One more, y'all.
Every Tuesday, there's a food bank and COVID testing at 562 Sable Boulevard at the Syed Clinic.
6 and Sable, 572, Sable.
562, so it's in between 5th and 6th on Sable. And that food bank and COVID testing is all day. I don't have the exact time. She didn't send it to me. Just have this from Maisha Fields. And so that is at her clinic in Aurora. So if you know anyone that needs COVID testing, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. So get those people over there so that they can get their tests and get their food.
562 Sable.
Yes,
Sable
ma'am.
Boulevard.
Well, thank you everybody for coming out. We really do appreciate it. Sorry there was so
Kelly,
much
don't leave yet, please.
activity. Next meeting, we will make sure everything's more organized and streamlined and get to hear more from the people we need to hear from. So we do appreciate y'all coming out. I really, really do appreciate your input. We're gonna take all your action items and we're gonna start formulating some things and saving some of these kids' lives.
If at any point y'all feel like I ain't doing what I promised, cuss me out publicly.
I cuss them out every day. Huh?
Make me stay on my ish.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you.
Yes, I'm Facebook friends with you.
Okay.
At the same time, I should get your phone number and
Oh,
stuff.
Okay, let's do it.
Thank
so
you.
hot in here.